Salutations everyone, welcome to What Mattered, also available in Spanish, Portuguese, Klingon, Elvish, Leet Speak, and Minion Talk. The biggest, most famous, most talked about, most well-known urban legend in video game history was confirmed last weekend when in the Almagro Desert of New Mexico were dug up hundreds of copies of E.T. on the Atari, also some other Atari stuff, but with the video game crash and the terrible sales of E.T., they were reportedly dumped and buried in the desert, and this weekend we found out it was completely true as they've dug up a lot of Atari stuff there. Xbox and Major Nelson were there filming a documentary on the subject of the video game crash and the E.T. video game Landfill in particular, so we'll be seeing that in a couple months from now. It was finally announced, the thing that we all knew was going to happen. Zack Snyder is directing a Justice League movie. Going to be following Man of Steel 2, which everyone seems to be dubbing as the JLA prequel, with all of the superheroes that they're cramming into that one. So we kind of all saw this coming, but they finally come out and said it. Warner Brothers and DC announced that they are making 9 DC movies right now. And the 4 that they talk about are the 4 that we've known for years now. Metal Men, Shazam, 100 Bullets, and Fables. We already knew that those movies were coming out, but they said that they're making 9, so there's still 5 DC movies unaccounted for that they supposedly have in some way or another sort of production on it, most likely, working on a script, finding a director. So until we finally get announced what those movies are, we're still going to be left in the dark about whether DC is cooking up post Man of Steel 2 and Justice League of America. In non-sporting, actually gaming, non-news, the X Games has added Call of Duty to the X Games. Like, there's going to be a medal for the Call of Duty winners, and that is just a mind-boggling proposition I didn't think was going to be happening anytime soon. Video gaming is not a sport, no matter how many weird justifications you want to put for it. It really isn't, but, this is apparently going to be a thing. They want it to happen in every summer and winter X Games, and they said their audiences have a lot of overlap, but in all honesty, this is not something that should be happening. The Assassin's Creed movie finally has a director. Michael Fassbender, who's been previously attached to the project, is going to be re-teaming up with his Macbeth director, Justin Kurzel. You may not be familiar with much of his previous work. I know I am not, but the prospect of an Assassin's Creed movie highly, highly interests me, as I'm a big fan, and I think it's a very, very easy movie to translate to the big screen, and I cannot wait for more information about this and when this movie might finally be coming out, but finally have a director, and the more news the merrier. The Star Wars Episode 7 cast has been revealed in the photo right here featuring all of them. We have all the returning cast outside of Billy D. Williams, but I'm sure we'll be seeing him in some capacity, if not in this movie, then probably episode 8 or 9. So I wouldn't be too worried about on that front. We got Chewie, we got R2, we got 3PO, we got the Skywalkers and Han, as well as the newcomers, Adam Driver, who's supposedly going to be playing the villain, as well as, other new young actors, which are probably going to be taking up most of the screen time as the, main protagonists of the story, as well as some, acting veterans such as Andy Serkis, the wonderfully talented Andy Serkis, who could be playing absolutely anything in the universe from a human to 100 different aliens at once. So absolutely fantastic casting news. Obviously, since the entire cast are in UK, this is the first table read right now. So things are finally getting underway, and we'll be getting more info as the day goes on. A lot of prototypical Star Wars casting and some young unknown actors willing to prove themselves and skyrocket their careers, which I think is a pretty safe bet is going to happen. And we have a double dose of Mass Effect news. We have a leaked footage from a not too reliable website, but leaked footage nonetheless of the very much rumored Xbox One, PlayStation 4 trilogy remakes of the original Mass Effect trilogy. So that would be not much of a surprise that that came out. And some updates on the next Mass Effect game. The first update that we've had outside of them telling us that they're making a new Mass Effect game that has nothing to do with Shepard. So they said they're a midway development. Hopefully they want to give us some information about the game by the end of the year. That would be great. I really want to see a release date, when the game takes place. So hopefully maybe we'll see something by the early next year at SGDC or something to give us more info about the Mass Effect series. What a weird 3 days it has been for Sledgehammer Games and the next Call of Duty. They said that they were going to announce something on Saturday, and then a couple hours later we learned that Kevin Spacey is going to be in the game, and then like an hour later we learned everything. The trailer leaked, all the photos leaked, and then just yesterday they were like, yeah, okay, here it is officially. I mean, with a thing like Call of Duty, that's not something you can really keep under wraps. No matter how much you want to, no matter how hard you try, that's just a franchise that if it's out there in any capacity, people are going to find it and they're going to spread it faster than you could ever do. So it's going to be taking place in the future, which people are really psyched about, which is weird to me because apparently all Call of Duty players have Alzheimer's and don't realize that the last 2 Call of Duties took place in the future. And this is another one that's in the near future. I think it's like 2054 or something like that. Kevin Spacey is in it and he looks great. We haven't had like a real actor since Black Ops with Tricky Vic, and they have exoskeletons, they have wall climbing gloves, they have all this futuristic looking stuff, and people are like, oh, this looks cool and exciting, which is what they say about every single Call of Duty, and then it ends up being crap. But we have information, we have the title, we have the box art right here. Wait, no, that's not it. There we go. The box art right here. Call of Duty Advanced Warfighter or Warfare. I don't know. That was the laziest title they could have thought of. I mean, you have Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, and they call this Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. What's the next one? Combatant Evolved or Modern Combatants? I don't know. It's just really weird. Just a lame, lazy choice for the name. But we have actual details on when it's going to be taking place, what the story's going to be about. It's a corporation that's kind of like taking over the world with, armaments and all that sort of stuff with Kevin Spacey at the helm. So, campaign might be good. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully the multiplayer is good, which is something we haven't been able to say for quite some time. And Sledgehammer's first solo shot at the Call of Duty series. And we can expect to see and hear about this more information over and over and over again as it comes out. And in super crazy awesome news that I didn't see coming, Showtime is nearing a deal with Microsoft to produce a Halo TV show on Showtime. This is all kinds of awesome. They're really in like the early stages. They need to negotiate a deal before they get into the nitty gritty of things, but it's going to be a Halo television show. It's going to be on Showtime and then later on Xbox. And when, Xbox is trying to do this whole streaming service with, their own unique content, and partnering with Showtime, I think is a really awesome, great idea. You have a mature, very popular video game franchise with an audience that loves popular, mature TV content, such as like Game of Thrones, which is on HBO that you wouldn't be able to see on any other sort of cable channel. And you're putting it on Showtime where you can get as violent or as sexual or as dramatic as you want to be, stay true to the source material, and give us something super special, awesome. That would be absolutely fantastic. And then later give it to all Xbox Gold subscribers, I don't know, a day later, a week later, whenever they're going to do that. I think that's a fantastic idea and would open the gates for more awesome things like this to happen in the future when pertaining to video game properties especially. And this weekend in movies, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 dropped. I saw it a couple days ago, and I gotta tell you guys, don't listen to the critics. They are lazy, inept, and they don't know what they're talking about. There are not too many villains. There's only really 2 in the movie. It's not lazy writing. It's typical Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield is amazing. Emma Stone is amazing. Jamie Foxx is, Jamie Foxx as always, top notch. And it's just really good. I definitely recommend it. It's better than any of the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, no matter what people seem to think. And don't really pay attention to the ratings that much, especially when it comes to something like a comic book movie, because these hoity-toities really don't know what they're talking about. I mean, they give Spider-Man 3 like a 63% Rotten Tomatoes, and Amazing Spider-Man 2 only has like a 56 or something right now. But it's a really good movie. About as good as the first. I don't know, maybe a little better, maybe a little worse. I still have, need to sink in, maybe see it another time. But it was a very good film. And, of course, sets up for the Sinister Six. There is no scene at the end of the credits, guys. This is a Sony movie, not a Marvel Universe movie. So, but they do give you a preview halfway through the credits of X-Men that comes out in just 2 weeks from now. So really, what's the point? Anyways, that's all the news I have for you guys this week. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for another What Mattered next week, as well as other stuff that I do. I don't know why you'd want to see that. But all the links to the stories will be in the description below. And I hope to see you guys next time.